Now, latest campaign 2016 coverage. We're just a few hours away from learning who will win the nation's first presidential primary contest. All day long, New Hampshire voters will be heading to the polls to help choose the Democratic and Republican nominees. I've been seeing some pictures this morning on Twitter. Massive lines of people. Folks up in New Hampshire, as always, fired up for their responsibility in this voting process.
Oh, they take it very seriously, and they're expecting a record turnout. But this was the scene in Dixville Notch, one of the three communities that votes at the stroke of midnight. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders held the early lead among Democrats, while Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, and John Kasich were tied among the GOP candidates.
Eyewitness News national correspondent Mark Meredith live in Nashua, New Hampshire this morning with a behind-the-scenes look at what we can expect today.
Hey, Danielle and Patrick, good morning to you guys. You were just showing what happened overnight. The polls are open statewide now, and thousands of people will be heading out this morning, whether they do it before or after breakfast. We've already heard people that have gone to the polls. The line's not too long, but plenty of people will be making that journey today. Front page of the paper here this morning in New Hampshire, candidates hitting the final stretch, and it is just that because they've put their blood, sweat, and tears here into the Granite State. We had a chance to go out onto the stump yesterday to see how these campaigns spent their final few hours. We caught up with the governor of New Jersey, Chris Christie. He held several town halls throughout the state, but it's another governor, the governor of Ohio, John Kasich, who is certainly sitting very well right now. According to the latest polls, likely to come in second here in New Hampshire. We'll be hearing a lot more about his name later today, and he's going to be coming behind Donald Trump most likely, but it will be interesting whether or not this will be kind of a game change moment for him. On to the Democratic side, we're still seeing that close race between Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, but it certainly looks to be Bernie's to lose at this point. Hillary has narrowed the gap after narrowly winning Iowa last week, but nobody really expects to see her win. Here, it's just how much can she propel herself into coming back into South Carolina and taking the lead heading into the Palmetto State. When we talked to voters here on the ground, there are some people that told us they had not made up their mind until this morning, and they still haven't decided who they're going to vote to if they're going to go vote later on today. So the polls certainly will be open for those undecided voters. Another sign of just how important New Hampshire is in this election contest, because it really will help determine after Iowa where we go as the nominations get closer and closer, and we'll be in November before you know it. Danielle, Patrick.
All right, thanks so much. And Eyewitness News is your local source for campaign 2016 coverage. Steve Nielsen is going to have live reports from New Hampshire later today on Eyewitness News, beginning live at 5.